Okay, ripping shot there, Tobes, and that wouldn't have happened without you staying down through impact. And we see a lot of recreational golfers do struggle with the feeling of coming up and out of it, don't they?
Yes, definitely. So I think a lot of people would relate to that kind of wiping feel or lack of compression and that lack of kind of staying in the shot, definitely.
And there is a lot of drills out there that I see players down at the range try and do they'll just focus just on the impact bit. But what we see at impact is a result of everything that happens before it.
Yes.
And if players set themselves up for success earlier in the backswing, they'll tend to find that they'll stay down anyway through the ball, wouldn't they?
Yes, absolutely. I think when people are trying to chase that type of feel, it's like, I'm going to go to the last 10 meters of a 100-meter race and try to be as fast as Usain Bolt. It's like, there's absolutely no point at all. And it's impact that we see, and I guess, yes, it's great to see what these professional golfers are doing through impact. I think it's a really good understanding to have, A, how they got there, and B, actually work out exactly what they're doing through that area, not so much just still images.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So let's detail someone who would be not staying down at impact, and will freeze frame this position. I want you to kind of move me into a spot and kind of talk about where they would be. So for example, we'd see that their lead shoulder might be quite high.
Yes.
Yeah, what else would we see with the hands and the arms and the body in position?
I would say that yes, like you say there about that lead shoulder being too high through the impact hitting area, but majority of weight. I would say a lot of the golfer is too far back this way here, and then they're forced to not stay down, because if they did, their low point would be too far behind the golf ball. Yeah. So in order, when someone sees themselves staying on the back foot or seeing themselves coming up, you know, our recreational golfer friends are going to tell us, yeah, you came up and all that business, but we understand that if that person did not do that, they wouldn't be playing golf for very long. So it's a forced thing that does happen, absolutely.
Perfect. And if we were to see any high-level ball striker at impact from here, how would they differ from this position?
From there, well, we're going to see obviously a lot with the mid-iron that we got here, right? We're going to see a lot more weight towards that lead side in there. In that way there, we're going to see forward shaft lean of about 7 to 8 degrees of a mid-iron that I like to see. And we're going to be seeing a downward hit absolutely into there, right? But this is where I think a lot of the illusion does come within it, right? Is the golfer's hands are actually at their lowest coming into the golf ball here. Yeah. And there is a sense of rising up through here with the handle as their lead leg is extending, lead side of the body is coming up. But we do see this position at impact, and we think that the golfer is, and that's where the term hitting down can be quite dangerous too, because they feel the golfer is going down this way here, when in fact they've organized themselves so well that when they get down to here, they're at their lowest, and then they're coming up through this way here.
Absolutely. And that is the effective sequence of any high-level ball striker, what they're doing. Yeah. And most recreational golfers who are coming up and out of it, not staying down, they'll freeze frame this position. They're like, well, all I need to do is actually get down and feel like my chest is down or my hips are back. But you can see if I just do that, that actually doesn't solve the problem that my hands and arms are too far behind my body, and we're not even close to having this handle or the hands in a position that you would see with the pros. So we need to fix what happens earlier in the backswing.
All right, well, let me give you something. So I want you to take your backswing, right? Go to the top of your backswing, and I want you to come down to P5, so lead arm level to the ground in the downswing. Now, this to me tells a fantastic story of what's about to happen, right, within someone's golf swing. This is their identity. So if any of my professionals come to me, or any recreational golfer comes to me, I look to see where they are here. Many golfers, I say, you don't have much choice after this. You're loaded into here. So sometimes the golfer gets confused and they call it a backswing and a downswing, where I like to start again for me. So go to the top of the backswing and then come into P5 again. I call that the loading phase. Yeah. So I want to get everyone, what you would see there is when Kerrod demonstrated that, there was a drift, a bit of a lift, and then a load back down and in here as he's moving it. So for you guys who have clicked on this video, I guess one of the biggest things to work out is that where is my mass positioned at this point in time in the golf swing? Yeah. And from here, I then am allowed to do what we saw about the kind of extending up. So some key features around there, right, for the golfer who's looking to try and stay more down, get up there again for me, is that when you see Kerrod here at this position, I want to make it look like he is 50-50 in his weight. So if you see there and you're looking at his position, his orientation, where his mass is shifted here, I want you to it has to take you more than a hair of a second to work out if there's more here or more there. Where the recreational golfer, you might find yourself by this point in time that you're still back here, and you're still too light and too heavy, I should say, on that trail foot.
Big time.
So take your backswing again. So just stop at the top now. So for now, if you want to just use backswing and downswing terminology here, this golfer here, Kerrod, he here is feeling around 50-50 in his weight, and then he's starting to move into here as he's recentering, and you'll see that his centers are stacked up on top of each other, and he has a hair more weight on that lead side, but the centers are stacked on top of each other, giving the illusion that you've got your mass more on top of each other.
Yeah, very much so. So staying down is certainly an effect of this transition move. The golf swing is not two separate moves, even though we detail them through positional awareness of this is a backswing and this is a downswing. It is one fluid athletic motion. And what you'll see with the pros is a certain recentering move, which Toby was calling the loading phase, which is a great word for it because that encompasses the hinge and loading into the foot to create more power. But there will be a flow. Like very rarely the old freezer drill to the top and completely stop, unless you're a very high level golfer and you're naturally and normally recentering in your swing. It's probably not the most beneficial drill for most players because they're kind of isolating, okay, I'm at the top. Now I'm under the awareness that a lot of players think that maybe they should be completely loaded up on the back foot by this stage, and then they start down. So before you know it, you're not staying down through the ball. We need to make sure that it is one fluid motion. So even the drill, Toby, I think, of just stopping lead arm parallel in the downswing and just as a checkpoint, where are we in space? Is my upper and lower body on top? It's a great spot to be.
I get everyone to that. So, well, not, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of the time so if you clicked on this and you're staying you feel like you're not staying down enough through it, we need to understand where your mass is at impact, one, and then B, we need to understand where you are at this position here at lead arm level to the ground. But the exercise is, right, can I demonstrate one for you? Just stand there for a sec, is I'm gonna I call it just the down to lead arm level to the ground to here, relax and just chip it.
Beautiful.
So what you'll feel from here is that you see that I did do a slight little recoil as I started the actual chip shot there. But what I'm trying to feel is what it feels like to drift off, in, and then just chip it from there. Now the challenging thing from there is obviously to organize the timing of your extension and how to get out of it. But if you're someone who is struggling to stay down and through that ball, then there's a very high chance that you're not down in that position there.
And I think to tie a bow on this for the players at home, it's essentially you're getting lower earlier than what most players would be trying to do it later, thinking that they need to stay down through at the moment of impact. But it's actually that sensation that you are compressing, putting more pressure down into the ground earlier, which then allows you to have the appearance of staying down and not coming out of it.
And that's fantastic. And you raised a good point there that I heard. I want people to understand as well is that when we talk about pressures in the ground and we're talking about this here, a lot of this movements that we're displaying and showing is for slight exaggeration for the purpose of educating you guys on it. But the pressures that we put into the ground are actually not as heavy as what you think. You put 3 times more into the ground when you're actually jogging than you do in a golf swing. The key ingredient here is how quickly you do it and the timing and the sequence of it. So when we say, you said there about getting down to here, they're trying to do it down here, they're essentially just doing it too late. So we see that happen a lot when you were mentioning before, the recreational golfer. Getting to here, they're too late here in the golf swing. They're too heavy on the trail foot, then they're too late here, and then they've got to get up and out of the way here. If you can organize yourself to get better to here earlier, then you can stay on top of it, and then you can get out and hit nice shots.
Okay, love it. So I want you to do one more for me, so the players at home can see you in action, mate, about making sure that you are staying down through the golf ball, not coming out of it at the right time. Nice little pump drill to the top.
Let's try and get the center of the face this time, eh?
Perfect. Love that.
And then chip.